For a lot more Hellion aggression, a lot more benchy play earlier on in the game. Of course, though, it does mean that you take an economical hit, right? So you need to deal some sort of damage. And the 8-worker start, all of the little adjustments here and there. Look, there's been a ton of debate. Some people love it, some people hate it. But there is no denying that at this point, at least, for the time being, there is indeed a ton more variety in the earlier stages of the game. Very quick hive, though, here. Look at this. 7 minutes and 10 seconds or so is when this hive started. Maybe even a little bit earlier than that. When's the last time you've seen Metabolic Boost +1 and a hive at the same time on the production tab? Not quite the norm at all. Hellion here harassing a couple of those drones yet again over on the left side of the map. This is mostly... Ooh, Clem just sending it. Should really have targeted the extra drones there. He probably could have had another few. He's mostly just getting rid of those units at this point in the game because we are switching on over towards that infantry-based mid-game. Okay, so where are we? 10 drones did go down, but it wasn't free. I do believe, though, that there was a little bit more room for damage here on the side of Clem. 1,000 minerals lost is honestly quite a lot. Obviously, he does have a third command center now landed on the low ground. We're adding on a second factory as well. We've got the armory coming up, so we can relatively smoothly transition to 2-2. Although you can see it is a little bit disjointed. Uncharacteristic error there for Clem. Usually is extremely smooth. And that's another theme I noticed looking at many of the games at Home Story Cup. It kind of looks like some players lost about 1,000 MMR and other players lost maybe a couple hundred. You know, it's just like a temporary loss because all the timings are a little different. But the game was just a lot more rough around the edges. We are kind of used to this level of refinement, and obviously the micro really hasn't changed. The players are still ridiculously good in that regard, but everybody really is just guessing. Fungal growth over here could be massive. Nice dodge right there by Clem in the end, but still, this is annoying though. Yeah, he's not going to be able to easily get those Marines on out of there either, because everything gets delayed so much. Perfect cleanup there by Cyril, who's now going into an Ultralisk Cavern together with some Infestors, right? Adding more and more of them into the mix. Adrenal Glands already coming up, deflecting the drop as well over on the left side. So far, Cyril is dominating the battlefield. Other than the Hellions sneaking into the natural expansion earlier on, this has been going extremely well here for the world champ. Concussive shells added into the mix. We have 3 additional barracks inside of the main base. Clem is just going to stick to his good old trusted Marine Marauder type of unit composition. This is something he loves to play. He's not really a mech guy, but we did see, for example, Hero Marine mix in a little bit of mech as well in his games. It was actually specifically saving mech builds for the stronger opponents in his group, which is pretty interesting. Now, sadly for him, it didn't really work out all too well, but again, experimentation, right? Which is one of the coolest things, I think, of a big balance update like the one that we are currently witnessing.
Want to become a cybersecurity engineer? If you're tired of your current career, even though you're getting paid well, and you want to switch careers into IT so you can have more
Tech Labs added into the mix. We can go into a Ghost Academy here momentarily. Command Center, number 5. Planetary Fortress building over here as well. And even though the players here are skirmishing over economy on the Zork side of the map, we'll maybe see some Zerglings also move out. Yeah, some Ultras here already available too. Really what we're trying to do, though, is build up the eco. Now, this is nice. He's going to be able, yep, to get the hatchery here. Medevac drop will have to go back home. What about the Ultralisk counterattack?